All right. So this is a useful technique, whether we're talking about my courses, which have transcripts, I'm going to show you, or any other course you're taking that has a transcript, or any YouTube video you watch. Most YouTube videos have made their transcripts available, which is really, really useful. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to quickly review a course that has a long video with a transcript without having to watch the entire video again. Unless you want to watch the video, it's, enlivening for you, great. But you can still use this technique I'm about to show you, which is to take the transcript, go to an AI chatbot, and have a conversation with the transcript. Okay, so let me go and some of you maybe may already know this, and it may already be second nature, but you can at least see how I do it. All right. So here we go. So in any of my course lessons, notice that there's a transcript button. Yes, click on it. And Simplero is amazing because not only can you find the transcript, you can click any part of this. I have to show this to you anyway. You can click any part of the transcript. Whoops. You can click any part of the transcript to instantly skip to that part of the video. And I'm going to turn down my own video volume because I'm getting distracted by listening to myself here. But it jumps to that part. You can click on any part and jump to that part. And same thing with YouTube. I think YouTube works in this way too. You just instantly jump to that part of the video. Anyway, that's not what I wanted to show you. Oh, okay. One more thing. I'm distracted by Simplero. One other thing you can do is, and this is true in YouTube as well, you can search the transcript on the top right of the transcript. Once you've turned on the transcript, again, toggle the transcript on and off by clicking the button. And then on the top right, you can click on search transcript and search for, oh, where does George talk about joyful productivity? Joyful, there you go, productive. Okay, one place. Okay, one place. I should have mentioned it more often in this segment about why joyful productivity matters. Anyway, so, okay, here's what I wanted to show you. Basically, you take the transcript, you select it, you click and drag, just like you click and drag and select any text. You click and drag at the top of the transcript all the way to the bottom. Okay. Copy it, copy it. By the way, in YouTube, it works similarly, except it's in YouTube. The weird thing is it's actually better if you scroll to the bottom of the transcript, select it from the bottom, drag it to the top. I don't know why. I do that with YouTube a lot. Anyway, doesn't matter. You select it, the whole thing, and you copy it. So on the Mac, it's Command C. On Windows, it's Control C. Or you right click and you select copy, either way. And then you go to an AI chatbot. Let me go ahead and show you real quick. One moment here. You go to an AI chatbot. These days, I use Gemini for analyzing transcripts because Gemini currently has the largest context window of any AI chatbot. Context window means it's able to analyze the largest amount of text per chat compared to ChatGPT. Gemini has, I think, currently 1 million tokens, which is amazing. ChatGPT has, I don't know what the current is, 32K tokens, 32,000 tokens, something like that. So it's more comprehensive if you want to analyze. So paste in the transcript you just copied, paste it in, and don't do anything yet. Go to the top. Okay. You might scroll to the top by just dragging and scrolling to the top and give it a couple of line breaks. Now, here's the tricky part. If you press enter on your keyboard, it submits the prompt. So instead of pressing enter, press down the shift key, and press enter a couple times. Okay. Shift enter will allow you to give a couple of line breaks without pressing enter or return. We'll just submit the prompt. We don't want to submit it yet. What we want to do is to ask it. Okay. So kindly always be nice to AI because, we never know. They might take over one day, right? Kindly analyze the following transcript and give me give me a summary of the key points. Thank you. Always be nice to AI. Okay. And I just like to give, this is not required, but maybe for my own visual, I like to give it a couple of a little line, little asterisk to separate things. And that's it. And then click submit. Okay. And then it does its job remarkably quickly compared to a human. It still takes a couple seconds. Sometimes it's faster than other times. Actually, it's taking longer than it usually takes right now. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. So it does that. And then if I feel like, and it's very helpful, right? And if I feel like the transcript, there might be even more. Like if I want more, I can ask it, are there any additional points to this transcript? Thanks. And enter. And then it'll basically read it again. And it says, it's always very nice to me. You're right to ask for more. There are additional points from this, right? And so there it is. So, and you can even keep doing it now, probably once or twice of asking for additional points, it kind of runs out and might start to hallucinate even. Hallucination is uh AI language for it starts to make stuff up that wasn't in the original transcript. So I like to ask it once more for anything more. And maybe I'll ask it one more time, but if it's really that important, but most of my lessons, you could just ask it once more. Okay. Now I want to show you something interesting. This morning when I was testing this, I wrote kindly summarize the key points of the following transcript, and I went ahead and gave it a thing, right? And it only gave me this kind of a lame, sorry, AI, but it's true, a kind of a very brief, lame response compared to what you just saw, right? This is much more comprehensive. It gave me a very lazy response. And so when it does that, just know that it's all about how you prompt it. So for example, I prompted a different way here. Kindly summarize the key points of the following transcript using a numbered list. Be as comprehensive as you can. Thank you. You see how I've given you three versions of this, right? Kindly summarize. That's version 1. Version 2 was kindly analyze and give me a summary key points, right? That's version 2. Version 3 is summarize using a numbered list, be comprehensive. And notice how there's a difference. Version 1 is lazy. Version 2 is, it's okay, middling. And version 3 is way more comprehensive. Just the same transcript using 3 different prompts. So, and then the nice thing after this is you can then have a conversation with it, right? You can have this conversation. So, for example, let's say I'm wondering about growth mindset, and I'll tell it, well, can you help me understand growth mindset? Um, for example, I've always felt like a hippie and never am able ever for the rest of my life to follow a schedule. It's a George Cow thing. It's a George Cow thing, and it's just not me. I'm not a robot like George. How do I still apply joyful productivity? I think it's impossible. Okay. I'm just telling you what you're already thinking. All right, dear viewer. Um, Now, funny thing. Sorry, this is the weird part of it. I I went to settings already, and I told Gemini who I am. I'm George Cow. Please use what you know about me in our chats. So the ironic thing is that it knows I'm George. So anyway, but I'm pretending I'm not right now. It's common for us free-spirited, heart-centered folks to feel a resistance to structure. Doesn't mean it's out of reach. Understanding growth mindset, you're not simply born with certain traits and stuck with them forever. Instead, you develop through dedication and hard work. Why it matters. You feel being a hippie, da 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 da. You see what I mean? So it's really useful, and you can keep arguing with. You can keep arguing with it nicely, right? Nicely, and just giving it like, well, but what about this? What about this? Is a particular situation where clearly it didn't work. So what do you have to say about the AI from, based on George's transcript? So this is what I want to show you, because now you can make your learning more rich than just watch my video and then in isolation try to figure out what to do. Now you can interact with my videos with whatever chatbot you prefer. You can use ChatGPT, Gemini, Llama, Mistral, Claude, Poe, whatever. I've used them all. Use whichever one you want. And the chatbots are all quite good. So you don't have to use Gemini. You can use any of them. Just make sure you're using a chatbot that has a long context window. You can ask it. You can ask the chatbot, what's your context window length? That can be the first conversation you have with it, because it'll tell you, hopefully, maybe the description of the chatbot will already say, but you can ask it. It'll tell you, oh, I have an 8,000 context window. 8,000 is not very much. It's only if 8,000 context window is, I don't know how many words it is, but it's, I don't know, somewhere between 4,000 and 10,000 words, something like that, maybe even less. Maybe, yeah, 4 to 10,000. Anyway, you can ask it about how many words is that? Okay. So with Gemini, it's got a million context window at this point. So I don't mind giving it hour-long, 2 hour-long transcripts, and it'll be able to analyze it. But again, these things are quickly developing. So ask your chatbot how many words it can handle per chat. Okay, so with that, I think that's all I want to say. I just want to give you, oh, one last thing I'll say. Yes, there's the chatbot. Yes, you can have private and conversations with it, but don't forget that underneath each of my lessons, and again, I'll show you again. Um, underneath each of my lessons are humans. Okay, sorry, whoops, are humans who actually watched it and engaged with it. And I want to just encourage you also supplement your learning by engaging with the humans below each lesson, if there are any. If there are no human comments, you can be the first one to add it. And feel free to say, hey, I even had a chatbot conversation, and this is what I'm going to apply based on this lesson. This is the key sort of like aha moment I had with this lesson. I'm going to apply it in this way. And but so feel free to add a comment yourself by scrolling down. If there's a bunch of comments, you can add a comment at the very bottom. But I do encourage you to, well, you know what I could say, net caring, right? Net caring is to, out of your genuine enjoyment, if you see a comment that you enjoy, say it. Say that you enjoy it. By the way, I enjoy all comments. I just don't have time to respond to all comments, but I want to respond to the one that was just very recent. So go below, read the comments, the human comments. If you see one that resonates with you, reply underneath the comment, cheer them on, say that you resonate. That'll be helpful for your own learning, and it's going to lift up someone else's day. So anyway, I hope this is helpful for engaging more thoughtfully with the lessons and therefore actually integrating the learning into your own psyche even more powerfully. Thanks.